Welcome back to another episode of the Nomads Podcast. I'm your host, Jorge Flores. You can reach out to me on Instagram at adept_apron, or you can reach out to the podcast at no_mods009 on Twitter. And welcome back to another episode of the Nomads Podcast. I just said that twice, and I find that pretty funny. Don't fucking judge me. Oh man, is that too early? No, I hit the mark. All right, here we go. Pero qué iba a decir? Oh, apologies for not posting last week, but let's just say I've been working out too hard at the gym. So when it comes to trying to what's the word? Record or try to how do I say this? I'm gonna I think there is a way to explain it, but it's the first time I've dealt with it in the sense that I was too tired to address my interest, I guess as you can say. Like I literally turned into a meathead. I mean, it happens occasionally. I mean, I'm still feeling it right now. But I mean, the gains at the gym are pretty good. As you can tell, wearing a pretty thick jacket, and then just because I'm sore and it feels pretty good. Oh man, dude. But I mean, it got me thinking of like the fact that they're what's the hold on, let me take a quick sip of coffee. Let's juice up, Happy Monday. Let's get this shit started. Oh way. Oh yeah. Oh way. All right, what was I saying? As you can tell, I'm still kind of groggy. I mean, dude, it's crazy how a workout can change just by simply trying to focus on control of the motion rather than just trying to crank out as much as you can. Like, which to that sense, it's fucking crazy how you can do more while in control. Cause the beginning of the month, I was doing a plate of 45 on a bench press, but I was doing flared out like this, and now I'm like, okay, control, elbows in, don't go out too far, and not like fucking, it's not a fucking cholo lean, just fucking right there, then bringing that bitch down to your nipple, and then push, and then push, and then just taking that slowly, and then just trying to like, but then like it's like it's like this is as much content as I have. And for the audio podcast, I'm doing motions for a bench press, right? Like, and all I'm doing is, oh my god, dude, I'm not fuming, but it's very much like, it's like if you decided to change what type of fuel your car runs on, like the people that think cooking oil is good enough oil for your car, it's like, no mames, way. Shit's gonna, I'm pretty sure it just burns and it's too sticky, as far as I know. But I don't know anything about that. I'm not getting into that. And I already forgot that. Oh, um, oh, it's upside down. um, pero qué iba a hacer, güey? You guys look pretty today. I just want to say that. Oh my god, dude, look at you. Why are you smiling, huh? ¿Qué iba a decir? It's probably not gonna be a food related podcast, or we'll see. As soon as I can get the gears going. Okay, one more sip. Oh, I was talking about hard work, I think. Ay, way. Oh, yeah. Oh, that. Because I've been seeing it floating around TikTok and it makes me wonder what age it is. But, like, I feel like for a while people were showing their disapproval of the fact of. No, my bad, I'm hearing music. I'm hoping it's not catching on the audio. Is it my phone? No. Okay. Um, disapproving of like the hard work attitude of like back in the day where it's like stop being a bitch get your shit together, strap up. But like I've started noticing that it's slowly turning to that again, but it's more of like they're starting to reference pop culture a lot more, and they're pulling from that. Which, funny enough, a lot of the pop culture that was created originally came from that line of thinking, or the line of thinking of like support. Like, how do I say it? Because I don't know too much of good characters, right? But like the whole fact that I've always found the Punisher interesting for the simple fact that this fucker's willing to die for his family and like what he believes or his sense of justice, right? Which doesn't make him a hero or a villain. It just makes him a man willing to get shit done for his own point of view. And I think things are slowly turning that way. I'm wondering why. It could just be the heavy amount of stress people have nowadays, or like the heavy amounts of media. Um, but like to go in tandem with that, like the fact that he's willing to do everything and not have like a support system for him, and that's kind of, as far as I know, the Punisher was created for those who are suffering of PTSD, and I'm not saying I have PTSD, right? I'm just saying like the groundwork for that character is pretty much um, you do your job, you do it too well, to the point that like your satisfaction only comes from your hard work, and when that gets taken away from you, then da da da. But then again, I don't know too much about the character, but I'm not saying I relate to him, but I do. He, I'm trying to connect the line that like he was created. The character itself comes from the background of like hard work, stopping a bitch, like strap up, let's get this shit going. Like can't take the time to process it, and I, and I think, and I'm starting to think of like the anime reference that really got me going, but like, which, funny enough, but I'm not gonna say that much. I enjoy anime too much to talk shit about anime, but some of the quotes in there are pretty like, huh. And I think that's where a lot of kids are like pulling from. And then, so I research a lot of superheroes sometimes when I find them interesting. Like the simple fact that, so, okay, hold on. I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm enjoying it. This is definitely one of those talks where like we just did 2 months worth of hard work, and like you're running off 10 hours of sleep, like for like a whole week, and you're like, this is one of those conversations right now. So, yeah, hold on. And this is when, if you gave me a ticket that you wanted a cheeseburger, but with like protein style, and then you wanted some extra shit, and then you wanted like a fancy sauce, and I'm like, we don't do fancy sauce, and they're like, I don't know. It's like, no mames, wait, like, why the fuck would you even get? Why would you ring that up? You didn't fucking ask for it. The fucking server didn't even run to this shit by you, dude. What the? But I mean, nothing personal. Ay, vete a la verga, güey. ¿Pero qué iba a decir? Oh, so no, that one's kind of depressing. But I do like the fact going to that hard work mindset. Or now that I'm starting to think about it, I think the motivation comes more from because this is why I don't like when people use pop culture for a lot of their motivational speeches or like motivational quotes. Because you got to think about the whole encompassing character, right? Like obviously the words do have their weight, but you got to include the fact that there's not the groundwork behind the character and why they would say something like that, right? Like the Punisher, you going back to it, like he's not heartless. He's just very much like he's suffering in his own way, and the only way he can process is by doing what they trained him to do. So that's like if that's his only way of line of thinking, then obviously the way to express his grief or emotions will be in line with that. Going into the fact that like And I think what got me thinking about this a little bit is a coworker opened up a lot to me the other day, and her story was pretty deep. I didn't ask for her age. I told her my age, and she didn't respond. So I'm gonna assume she's probably a few years younger. But like, it was the first time we met, and what got me thinking is like, we barely know each other, and you're willing to tell me your life story, and I appreciate that. And I let her talk, but in my head, I'm like, we're kind of at work. Can we get this going? But I mean, I let her talk. I gave her space. I did respond. I try to keep her focused. Like, we can work and talk at the same time, you know? But it got me thinking that the fact that there's like a line of how much you're willing to put yourself out there to the my bad. I hope you guys don't hear the music. Dude, they've been playing. If you guys can hear the music, which I hope not, hold on, let me check real quick. Oh, you'll hear it in the background a little bit. Pero no mames, güey. I I accidentally fell asleep at one, cause I was just feeling restless, and then I think these fuckers started playing at 7 a.m. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I barely even managed to walk the dogs today just because I'm like, I just need to get the blood flowing, but no mames, way. And then, where was I with that? Oh, but I'm not gonna share too much, but I just found it interesting that some people are looking for someone, possibly just to listen or just to make a friend. And if the only way you're able to do that is um, by sharing what you know, because it's all you know, then like hopefully there's someone there that will have an open ear for you, you know. And to go in tandem, just to bring it back to the kitchen, that's kind of what the kitchen attracts. It's gonna be a lot of, for lack of a better word, like broken people, because there's no, yeah, because there's always something on someone's mind, right? It's something that's carrying them, that's gnawing at them, and it gets very frustrating. Um, and in her case, it sounds like hopefully this she enjoys a new job and she gets to a better place. But um, I don't know. That's all I literally told her that. Like, I wish her the best, and hopefully she enjoys working there. But uh, but I just wanted to touch on that just because on top of what she told me and how I was feeling last week, and the reason for not putting up a podcast or putting out an episode. Um, I mean, it's okay to feel tired. I'm gonna admit that. I'm not gonna cry on camera, but I mean, if I could. Um, pero qué iba a decir, güey? Oh, and then it goes back into tandem with That's where the thoughts were going. Cause I'm kind of throwing shit out there and trying to bring it back. Um, Going back to the idea that the way people are trying to motivate themselves are slowly turning back to how it used to be. But you do have to take into context the characters that they're pulling from. Because I've been seeing a lot of like anime motivational quotes. But you gotta take into effect that, like, not to be an asshole, they are scripted. You can take the words and weigh them as much as you like, make them your own. But if you're just using the words for face value, then I think you need to figure out how to make that your own. You know, like, and to tie it within the whole scheme of no mod, right? Um, like if you're cooking, you can't just put like a raw carrot and call it you cooked. You need to transform it. You need to create something out of it. And then once you create that something and people don't approve, then that's when the whole numlots thing comes in, because then they're gonna try to change it, and you're gonna be like, why do I need to change it? I think it's pretty good. But if their only reasoning behind it is I don't like it, then don't listen to them. But there are people that can take the same words you just took and make something completely different. And you have to see. I'm not saying you have to compare, but you do have to take into effect like their reasoning behind their decisions, right? I think that's the best way to explain it. And it goes into tandem with I think life in general, right? Like you need to be able to process what you want to enjoy or what you want to be sad about or mad about. Like you make the shot, you know? I mean, that's kind of the bottom line. Um, how much work it's gonna take to get there? That's another question. Because talking is easy, and which in this case, I'm having trouble just talking, right? Ay, wait. But as I continue to ramble on, and I feel like I'm running into loops. Time for another sip of coffee. Um, Now I'm thinking about it. Ay, wait. I was gonna start sharing you guys what coffees I drink. Today just an instant coffee, just cause been really slow this morning, and I forgot to brew a cup of coffee. But if you're near a Mexican store, or most Safeways now tend to carry it, it's a Mexican or pretty sure it's a Mexican coffee, but it's called Legal. It's gonna be a tall cylinder, yay big, red label, red with silver lettering. It's pretty good. Um, it was funny that when I read the ingredients, there's sugar in it, which is why I think when you mix it, it gets like extra frothy. Oh yeah, yeah, man, dude. I was taking a deep breath. Oh man, but the whole coffee thing, I find it cute because I almost stole it from a different podcast. I guess well, to go back to what I was just saying, I think I need to figure out how to make it my own. Where maybe move this into the kitchen and be like, welcome, mi casa tu casa type of situation, and brew coffee that way. That actually sounds fun. Now that I'm thinking about it, I need to write that down if I had a pen. But that's a really good idea. Thank you guys. Um, we'll see next week what I end up doing. Or I might slowly start incorporating food videos. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. But that being said, that's a good idea. But I think having a cup of brewing coffee during an episode sounds kind of fun. Because then the duration will be that long. I mean, it'll be kind of cute though. But then again, I was supposed to recreate like. Thank you for you guys listening to me brainstorm. It's gonna remind me like I try not to get too into my head about like the podcasts that I listen to and why those are good. And I'm not saying I think mine's bad, but like the whole going back, like I need to work on it. Um, and, but I'm trying not to break my head. Like I'm trying to do uh what's the best? So the mantra that I carry the most is the Bruce Lee one about you gotta be like water. The water takes the form of a cup. The water takes the form of a bowl, like stuff like that. Um, 'Cause I feel like in that analogy, the water is still water, but it can change to anything it puts itself into, right? And that's my mantra. Um, do I take it into account? Yes. Or else I don't think I would be as sore as I thought I would be. Cause the whole gym thing is very funny. Cause I thought like, oh, I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna do this to like kill time. And now like I'm putting in like pretty good work. I'm like, I hate that I like it, but also hate how good I look right now. It's like, just go in the mirror and like, just hold it, just flex in the mirror for like 30 seconds. And you're like, And you're like, what was I doing again? The amount of times I've had like those muscle head moments where I'm like, what, oh, it's way too many. I don't even know how I'm staying up. Um, but before you worry, I'm gonna take a couple rest days. I don't think I've ever said, oh, it's kind of dark today, but I kind of like the lighting. I usually have all the lights on. My bad. Oh, and then my hair is shit, dude. Oh, that's another conversation. I do pay attention to my hair, even that doesn't seem like it over the past episodes. No, but you can tell though, straight up. Damn, starting to sound a little conceited, huh? But I think I shared a little more of my way of thinking, and I, the so personally, the important part for me is how is trying to figure out how to talk about these things with someone around you in a very approachable manner or like palatable. Cause I mean, as depressing as it sounds, not like your loved ones don't always want to listen to you fucking bitch and moan, right? Like they want to see you succeed. So then, like, if that's the case, then like, who do you go to, right? And in most cases, there tends to be that friend that you tend to load on, and some friends can take it, but like, it falls back to like loved ones wanting to see you success or see change, right? And I think I'm in a person that's obsessed with change in the sense that like something's got to move, like, but then but yeah, because my main fear in life is stagnating, right? Like, I don't want to plateau, but I also don't want to be, I don't want to be forced to do anything, right? Like, if, man, this shit got deep. Hold on. Let's say, cause I understand that when I'm given a task, I like to complete it to its totality, right? So I, I don't want to feel like that when I'm doing that, the person above me is trying to like manipulate or guide it, cause then I feel like there's no reign in what my decisions were to begin with. And as deep as that sounds, I don't think it's that deep. Because all I need from the person above me is to say, make sure you clean the fuck up afterwards, right? And like, and I think that's why I correspond more towards the whole be like water mentality. Is that, am I a nice person? Yes. Am I a mean person? Yes. Yeah. But then it falls into the category like, face or do I think I get tired? And I'm sure I'm the only one that gets these. These are the thoughts that like start clouding your mind and judge your judgment. And I'm not saying they get depressing because I handle them pretty well. Because at the end of the day, like I just need to go work out and like they. The water analogy really gets me, but I was literally gonna say I need to empty my cup so I can fill it again, right? And I think that's kind of what happened last week, where it's not that I felt full. No, well, I guess I felt full, right? Like my man, dude. I didn't think I'd get. I mean, this turned from like being behind the line talk to like I need to step outside. I need to step outside with you real quick. Like I need to get something out. So, but just get away. Even I think even having those people around you that like can give you really cold advice or like be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I think that at least helps you get it out, right? Because then I think you personally seek out people that will tell you what you want to hear, right? And in the sense that like if you probably have someone that you can talk to that will coddle you and be like, yeah, fuck them, da, da, da. Or there's probably that one friend that like hypes you up, or like in the case that I'm talking about, like someone that like not degrades you, but like that's not even a problem. Like, why the fuck are you overthinking about it? Like, they're putting it in perspective for you, right? And I think having someone like that is very important. Um, and then the funny part is, what do you do if you're that friend? Like, who's gonna take care of you? But I think in that case, I think you want someone to like look out for you, just to be like, not to be like pressed up against you, but just like kind of like stalk you a little bit, you know? And 'cause, I mean, a good friend is hard to come by, you know? Like, I have a small group of friends that I'm very proud of. We still get together every once in a while, but I mean, everybody's working. Like, it's crazy how we still act like we're in high school, but like, we're pretty much adults right now. Like, there was a conversation where like, who's older? And then they pointed at some other guy, and the guy looked at me like, what the fuck? Why aren't they looking at you? I'm like, I don't know. Fuck you, you're old. And we're only 1 month apart. Ay, cabrón, dude. I think I like this energy a lot more. It's a lot more relaxed. But I appreciate you guys for listening. I did ramble a lot more than I expected to. Um, I appreciate you guys' continuous support. I'll try not to miss out another week. I'll have to figure out how to supplement the missing week, but we'll figure it out. Um, I think. Oh, I hope you guys have been making the stuff. I forgot. What was it last time? An omelet? No, it was salad. Yeah. For this week, you guys should just try to boil rice. You guys can do a rice pilaf. You guys can get as fancy as you want, but make sure you wash your rice. And depending on the rice, make sure you know your ratio. Usually the bag says it right there. If you're using a rice cooker, then I hope it's got a good song to it. Um, but if you're like me, you just use a little pot on the stove and you just put a timer on it, and it's kind of it's easier that way, to be honest with you. Or it's not easier that way, but you get what I'm trying to say. Um, but on that note, I hope you guys enjoy boiling your own rice. Um, Probably goes good with the omelet you made the other week, though. On that note, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your Monday. I'm your host, Jorge Flores, and you're listening to the No Mods podcast. And you can listen to the podcast on YouTube as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And you can reach out to the podcast on Instagram or on Twitter at no underscore mods 009, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at adept underscore apron. And I hope you guys enjoy making your rice and make sure you eat your vegetables.